Welcome to this episode of The Good, The Bad and the Old. With your host Mark. Today I'd like to talk about the 2012 movie Zero Dark 30. Okay, this is a film ostensibly about the hunt and the eventual killing of Osama bin Laden by the American intelligence services. It's an interesting film. I enjoyed it a lot. But it's by Catherine Bigelow, whose films, a lot of her films I really like. I like Near Dark, for example. I haven't seen The Hurt Locker, that's another one of her recent films. Point Break I liked. There's a few others I can't remember off the top of my head, but generally I think she's a solid director. And I have to say this film was quite enjoyable. The performances were very solid, very... The car, whoever did the casting on this movie was spot on. They got some great actors and people that looked the role, and the entire set design and so on was downbeat and dirty and suited the material. It was kind of an intelligence procedural film in that it was going through the minutiae of intelligence, the sort of meetings that happen among intelligence officers when they're trying to figure out whether some things would lead or not. And central to it is Jessica Chastain as Maya. She's really good in this, a really driven young lady who's got some ideas about where this guy could be, but while everyone else seems to be a bit clueless. I did have a trouble with, say, the first half hour. The first half hour involves torture scenes, waterboarding, putting people in boxes, stripping them naked to promote shame, things like that, which I appreciate happened. In fact, I'm well aware of it. I've always thought it was an abominable thing to do, to sort of declare people as non-combatants so you can effectively torture them. No matter what Dick Cheney used to say that it wasn't torture, it was torture, which civilised countries really shouldn't be involved in. We won't go down that path, though. I've got quite strong views on that. However, the problem with it in this film is, I think it's kind of good that Americans are reminded what their government was doing on their behalf. However, it didn't help with this film. It kept me detached from the movie for the first part. I was thinking, if this goes on like this, I'm really not going to watch the rest of this film. But once it gets past the torture and you start seeing the minutiae, it really picks up, and it gets really fantastic, actually. It's a long film. It's like 2.5 hours, so you're right. I'd say settle in for the first half an hour, get through it, and then you might think it's there's some, in terms of filmmaking, it's quite good. There was no character. The characters didn't come through. It was just, we were seeing characters on screen torturing people, so there was no empathy with them or anything like that. It was more like, everyone's the bad guy here kind of thing. But as we see him working and sort of things picking up, it improves quite significantly. As I say, Jessica Chastain is really good in it. There's a few other actors in it and notable. There's Jennifer Eld's in it. I didn't recognise her, but she's in it as I think her name's Jessica in this, as like an older woman involved in intelligence who kind of is a friend to Maya. Well, they're colleagues, but they get on quite well. She's really good in this too. And there's a few others. I didn't say there wasn't one. I have to say there wasn't one weak performance in the whole film. Mark Strong was in it. It was always good to see him pop up. He's the go-to guy for any solid roles you got really in any movie. And as I say, this to me, it was a procedural, and as they got apparently closer and closer, it got more and more tense, and it was kind of exciting. And it was kind of also a shock to see what actually happened in the house once the American troops got in there. There was a few bits that distracted me, like, for example, I think, again, happened in real life, there was a helicopter crash as they were trying to penetrate the compound. And no one seemed to notice a helicopter crash. No people came out of the house. They did eventually, but it was like, whoa, wouldn't that wake up the whole town? Considering they were also near like a military training academy, you'd think there'd be more of a presence, but I guess it was in the middle of the night and people were going to kind of wake up. What was that noise? I guess. I don't really know. As I say, I'm a big fan of this director. Catherine Bigelow's really good. I mentioned a few, Point Break, Near Dark, Hurt Locker. She also made a really cool biker film, I think really early on in her career, called The Love List, that like no one ever mentions, but I really like that. But this film, it's on IMDb at 7.6 out of 10. I think it's a little better than that. I'd give it a 2 out of 100. Really enjoyed it. Try and get it as soon as you can. It's too late to see it at the cinema now. I saw it at the cinema, but I think it's gone now. Once it comes out and is available, try and get a hold of it. It's definitely worth 2.5 hours of your time. Really interesting film. It's a lot of handheld, just be aware of that, but it isn't to a degree that it gives you a headache like some handheld movies. It definitely suits the material as well to give it that documentary feel, which works well in this context. Okay then, bye.
Can I be honest with you? I am bad news. I'm not your friend. I'm not going to help you. I'm going to break you. Any questions?
I want to make something absolutely clear. If you thought there was some working group coming to the rescue, I want you to know that you're wrong. This is it. There's nobody else hidden away on some other floor. There is just us. And we are failing.
You really believe this story? Osama bin Laden? Yeah. What part convinced you? Her confidence.
If you're right, the whole world's gonna win in on this.